We've looked at renovations to kitchens from the 60s and the 70s, but obviously this house is a lot older than that. It's 100 years old, and its kitchen was renovated back in the 80s. It was fairly functional, but still very dated, very dark, and it just didn't suit the homeowner's needs or the historic nature of the house. Those owners are good friends of mine, Jerry and Margaret Bramlett, and they've owned this home for about 20 years. In that time, we've done several projects here to help them battle the effects of time on this beautiful old home. But the most recent was this kitchen renovation that Margaret designed herself.
I don't know, I looked and then I just made my own decisions, you know. I mean, I didn't use a decorator and...
We completed it about 2 years ago, so I was really anxious to see how she felt about her kitchen now that some time has passed.
Well, overall, I couldn't be happier with it. In fact, I was thinking about it this morning as I knew you were coming, and I thought, I know he's going to ask me what would I do differently, and the truth is, nothing big at all. And it turned out to be exactly what we wanted, what we needed.
Well, that's perfect. And well, of course, you guys had the advantage of living in the house for a while, and of course, it took you quite a while to talk Jerry into doing this project and everything. Why did it take so long? Why did it take so long to do the kitchen?
What a setup. Well, Margaret had always said she wanted to renovate the kitchen, and she had a plan in her mind. And I realized as I turned 60 that we needed to step this process up if we wanted to enjoy it. So I encouraged her to go ahead and put it on paper and get moving.
Well, it worked out pretty well that we didn't have to like tear everything out. I mean, it was quite a mess in the middle of the construction and everything, but to be able to use the basic cabinets and then updating everything, that's not easy to do a lot of times.
Well, no, and I think that the basic layout of the kitchen, you know, there are some things that we changed. The island that was here was much larger, and then the cooktop was on it,
right,
which I never did really like too much.
Yeah.
And none of the cabinetry over there existed. But the basic walls were here and the cabinets were here. So really what I was doing was just modifying it.
Right,
you know,
right.
keeping the basic shape that was here and updating the appliances and really getting it more suited to what we wanted.
Well, you know, with older houses or almost any type of kitchen remodeling we do, we're always challenged with electrical and everything and lighting. That's a lot of tough decisions there. Right. How did that work out for you?
I loved it. We got the recessed lighting that's really good, and I found this fixture that I've been
I think that's
really
so appropriate.
pleased.
And then the coloring to finish here, and then you found all of the, and then going with the different knobs here and the pulls here.
Exactly.
That was really neat.
I liked it. I thought it sort of had a burnished antique look. I mean, the house is old, and I wanted to keep that quality about it, but have it updated. It had butcher block cabinets, if you countertops, if you remember, the entire thing. And so the granite we've been real happy with.
Now, what about all the decisions and everything? When you went out, especially you talk about granite, and you go out and you start trying to figure, first of all, you're trying to pick granite from little pieces like this.
Well, that was a whole other adventure. You're right, but I was able to see the whole slab, you know, and to pick that. And you're never sure exactly how it's going to look, but I was really pleased with the way they worked and tried to, you know, get the purest cut for the big, biggest area that was covered. And so I've been real happy with it, like the color, and I think once we made the decision about the granite, then we went with the paint color for the cabinets and for the walls based on that.
It's kind of hard to know which one's first and how you piece this together and that kind of thing.
This was the biggest expense, so that seemed like, let's get that one, the one I really like there, and then we can go with the others.
And we did a few little pull-outs and a few little things to make everything a little more usable. Then, of course, the cabinetry, the China cabinetry piece over here that we did added a lot more space than you had before.
Well, it did, because this was shortened, and I really wanted the cabinet, and I looked at magazines and I looked in books and I really thought about it, and I knew we couldn't come too far out with it because of the door, but this idea of having it the narrower cabinets and then the deeper cabinets I think worked out really well, because what I really wanted was to be able to have a small television too.
Oh, perfect.
So that just that worked.
Well, that's definitely a part of every kitchen these days.
Well, it is now. We were probably the last people around to have TV in the kitchen maybe, but I like having it.
Perfect.
It's fun.
And then of course you spend all of your time out in the garage with your business and everything. So you come in for meals and everything. Is the food better now than it was before?
Well, it's delicious. Thank you for asking.
Boy.
That was perfect. That was the right answer.